Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. The Steam Autumn Sale is here and it's a perfect time to grab some of the best space sims out there. From big feature pack giants to hidden gems you might have missed. I'll be running through each one quickly, giving you a snapshot of what the game's about, what's new, and a reason to be a little cautious before you dive in, so you don't just spend your hard-earned money. This is also one of the biggest sales lists I've ever done, so if there's a mistake or two in the editing, go easy on me. And hey, if you enjoy these kinds of lists, drop a like. It helps me keep charting a course through the endless galaxy of Steam sales without getting lost in the asteroid fields. And prepare this week for many other Steam sales lists coming from LT Gaming. Let's go. Helium Rain, 100% off, well it's free. A realistic space sandbox where you can run a trading company, build stations and fly ships with full Newtonian physics. Every component matters in combat and survival, from engines to life support, making it as much about management as it is about piloting. The game is now completely free after its developers wound down support, with its last patches polishing the UI, economy and modular stations. It's stable and fully playable, but with development finished you shouldn't expect major new content. It's simply a hidden gem to grab while it lasts, and a great bonus to kick off this list. Between the Stars, 60% off, €11.59. This is a space action RPG where you captain a powerful cruiser balancing real-time combat, crew management and branching narrative events as you travel through procedurally generated sectors. It mixes ship battles with story-driven decisions that can shape your journey in unexpected ways. Now fully released with a complete campaign and multiple upgrade systems, it offers plenty of content and replay value. But some missions and events can feel repetitive, and dice roll mechanics mean outcomes aren't always satisfying, so it won't appeal to everyone. And fun LT Gaming fact, this is one of the first games I ever had a hit with, though my definition of hit then and hit now are slightly different. Reentry, a spaceflight simulator, 30% off, €20.29. This is a deep simulation of NASA's early space programs, letting you fly Mercury, Gemini and Apollo missions with every switch gauge and system modelled. It's as much about mastering checklists and procedures as it is about piloting, capturing the intensity of real spaceflight. Someone once tried to argue in the comments that this isn't a space sim. I mean, how much closer to real space could you get than modelling the real missions? I don't even know what to say. Recent patches have improved fuel consumption, rendezvous logic and overall mission stability, making the experience smoother. But it's still in early access with a steep learning curve and features like expanded missions and editors yet to come. It's best suited to players who want authenticity over accessibility. Starpoint Gemini Warlords, 85% off, €4.79. A hybrid of space RPG and 4X strategy where you can pilot massive warships, command fleets and manage your own headquarters while expanding influence across the Gemini system. It blends hands-on dogfighting with empire building, letting you shift between cockpit action and big picture strategy. While it received hefty patches back when it was a current game, major updates have slowed and the game now shows its age. The late game can become grindy with scaling that undermines your progress, but for players who enjoy mixing space combat with light grand strategy, it holds up as a deep, rewarding experience. Power of 10, 70% off, €3.53. Pilot a starfighter in a desperate fight to defend galaxies, gathering resources and upgrades to repel an unyielding enemy armada. Play this for high-stakes action, with a mission to protect civilian lives while upgrading your ship for the ultimate showdown. PULSAR Lost Colony, 50% off, €9.75. This game is a cooperative starship simulator where you and your crew explore a chaotic, randomized galaxy. Each player takes on a critical role: captain, pilot, scientist, weapons specialist or engineer, to ensure the survival of your vessel. You should play this game if you want to work together to master ship systems, battle enemies and make split-second decisions in a dynamic, ever-changing galaxy. It's perfect for co-op lovers seeking spacefaring adventure. Space Rain, 20% off, €15.99. This game is an indie space sim blending ship combat and RTS mechanics in a near-future world of corporate warfare and territorial conquest. You should play this if you want to command ships and claim sectors while navigating the high-stakes conflicts of a resource-hungry galaxy. Chorus, 90% off, €2.49. Set out on an epic journey of redemption as Nara, a former cult warrior, and her sentient starfighter Forsaken. Engage in mind-bending space combat, explore breathtaking cosmic vistas, and unravel the dark secrets of the Circle. You should play this if you like stunning visuals and fast-paced fluid combat, which make this a must-play for fans of narrative-driven space action. Freespace 2, 20% off, €7.99. This is a legendary space combat sim that builds on the events of the first title, featuring intense dogfights, a gripping story, and a war between humanity and a mysterious Shivan race. Immerse yourself in detailed missions and breathtaking space battles. You should play this one if you want experience from the best space combat games ever made, with deep lore, tactical missions, and fast-paced action. Starcom Unknown Space, 30% off, €17.15. A top-down action RPG in the same vein as Star Sector, which isn't on Steam, where you design your own starship, explore strange galaxies, and uncover the secrets hidden across more than 100 star systems. With modular shipbuilding, fast-paced combat, and alien encounters, it blends open exploration with tactical decision-making. Now fully launched out of early access, recent updates have tightened missions, improved controller and Steam Deck support, and polished progression. Still, some players note the late game can feel a little vague in direction, so while it's packed with content, be ready for a bit of self-navigation. Evochron Legacy SE, 30% off, €17.15. This is a true sandbox sim where you can seamlessly trade, fight, mine, and explore across space and planetary surfaces, with full 6-degree freedom flight. It's built around emergent play, letting you chase your own goals without scripted limits. Recent patches have expanded cargo systems, polished the UI, and streamlined ship management, showing it's still receiving support. But this is a niche older school sim with dated visuals and a steep learning curve, so it mainly appeals to players who enjoy depth over presentation. QANGA, 10% off, €17.55. This is a seamless space survival sim where you embody a cyborg exploring planets, building bases, and flying ships between worlds without loading screens. It mixes survival mechanics with sandbox freedom, all set in a shared universe. Frequent updates have added better base building, cockpit UI tweaks, HOTAS support, and more combat options. However, with a very small player base and many core systems still in development, it's still rough around the edges and best seen as a work in progress. Space Engineers 2, 20% off, €23.19. Space Engineers 2 is the sequel to the classic building sandbox rebuilt on an entirely new engine. Also consider Space Engineers 1, there's a bonus for you. Everything runs on a unified grid, letting you design ships, stations, and bases with more freedom alongside the physics-driven construction and destruction the series is known for. The first vertical slice update added modding tools and editor support, and the roadmap points towards biomes, volumetric water, and a full survival mode. But it's still very early in development, so while the foundation looks strong, players should expect missing systems and performance issues for now. Star Trucker, 50% off, €12.25. This is a space trucking simulation where you haul cargo across the cosmos. Upgrade your rig and navigate the dangers of deep space. It's Euro Truck Simulator meets Elite Dangerous, but with a laid-back blue-collar charm. If you love the meditative satisfaction of long-haul trucking, but want a fresh sci-fi twist, Star Trucker is worth keeping an eye on. Its immersive first-person cockpit experience, resource management, and open-ended space travel offer a unique take on the space sim genre. With a strong focus on atmosphere, it delivers that lonely but rewarding space trucker fantasy. If you're after something different from the usual dogfights and empire building, this one could be a hidden gem. Children of a Dead Earth, 75% off, €4.87. A hardcore physics-based space combat simulator that doesn't just simulate space battles, it builds them from the laws of real-world science. Every ship, weapon, and trajectory is meticulously crafted on actual physics, making this one of the most authentic space warfare games ever made. If you ever wanted to design a space fleet where every component, reactor output, armor density, and even the chemical composition of fuel is grounded in reality, this is your game. It's not for the faint of heart. For those who love hard science and deep strategy, it's a dream come true. This is the perfect pick for anyone who loves Kerbal Space Program but wants more combat and even deeper realism. Just a quick interlude to say most of you who watch the channel are not subscribed, so make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button because it helps smaller channels like us grow really quickly, and both me and Tom really appreciate it. Empyrion Galactic Survival, 70% off, €5.99. This is a vast open world space survival game that blends exploration, crafting and combat across planetary surfaces and deep space. Build massive bases, customize ships, mine resources and fight alien threats, all while managing survival mechanics like food, oxygen and temperature. If you love games like No Man's Sky but want deeper survival mechanics and a true sandbox experience, Empyrion delivers. The ability to construct everything from small outposts to massive capital ships keeps gameplay engaging, and ongoing updates continue to refine its mechanics. It's still rough around the edges in some places. If you enjoy deep space survival and base building, this one's a great pick. Void Destroyer 2 50% off, €4.09. A unique fusion of open world space sandbox and real-time strategy, Void Destroyer 2 puts you in command of a growing fleet while letting you pilot individual ships. Start as a lone pilot in a dangerous, lawless sector, building your empire through trade, combat and conquest. If you're after a space sim that seamlessly mixes hands-on piloting with deep strategic combat, Void Destroyer 2 still holds up. While it's an older title now, it remains one of the few games that truly blends tactical fleet management with first-person ship control. Expect a challenge here. The game doesn't hold your hand, but if you enjoy mastering complex mechanics, this is one that rewards patience and skill. Liberation 50% off, €7.39. This is a single-player open-universe RPG where you pilot an elite stealth ship seeking revenge against the oppressive Galactic Federation. Inspired by classic sci-fi like Blake 7 and the original Elite from 1984, Liberation blends space combat, ship upgrades, and a rich narrative set across 20 handcrafted star systems. If you're looking for a story-driven space sim with a nostalgic twist, Liberation delivers a handcrafted universe rather than a procedurally generated one, making exploration feel more intentional and immersive. The retro-inspired visuals and diverse missions add to its charm, while ongoing developer updates ensure new content and refinements. Just keep in mind it's a single-player experience with a low poly art style that won't be for everyone. Underspace 35% off, €10.91. A freelancer-inspired space sim with a Lovecraftian twist. Explore a handcrafted galaxy filled with derelict stations, ancient ruins and interdimensional horrors, while trading, fighting and forging your own path. If you want a freelancer-style space sim with a fresh, eerie atmosphere, Underspace delivers. With handcrafted locations, real-time space weather events, and mod support, it stands out in a sea of procedural space games. The game is still growing with multiplayer planned down the line, making now a great time to dive in. Everspace 2, 70% off, €14.99. This is a fast-paced, open-world space looter shooter that swaps out the roguelike roots of its predecessor for a vast handcrafted universe. Expect thrilling dogfights, deep ship customization, and a story-driven campaign set across visually stunning star systems. If you want an action-packed space adventure without the overwhelming complexity of full-blown sims, Everspace 2 is a fantastic choice. It's got buttery smooth combat, satisfying progression, and a wealth of content with frequent updates still improving the experience. For those who love Freelancer or Rebel Galaxy, this is one of the best modern space action games you can grab in 2025. House of the Dying Sun, 70% off, €5.99. This is a fast-paced tactical space combat sim where you take command of an elite fighter in a dying empire. Hunt down traitors, execute precise strikes, and command a fleet in intense dogfights. If you're craving a brutal and skill-based space combat game, House of the Dying Sun delivers. With its streamlined, no-nonsense approach to space dogfighting, it's perfect for quick, intense sessions. While it's a smaller game, its polished mechanics and tight design make it a must-play for fans of TIE Fighter and Battlestar Galactica style engagements. This is also one of the best games I've ever played in virtual reality. Elite Dangerous 90% off, €1.99. A one-to-one Milky Way awaits where you can trade, explore, fight or smuggle your way across 400 billion star systems. It's a true sandbox spacing, giving you the freedom to live out the fantasy of being a lone pilot, carving a path in a shared galaxy. The new Trailblazers update has introduced system colonization, letting players establish their own starports and settlements for the first time, a massive step for long-term progression. But despite this huge addition, new ships and content still arrive slowly, and the steep learning curve means it's best suited to players ready for a serious time investment. No Man's Sky, 60% off, €20.59. A universe of billions of planets is open to explore, where you can chart new worlds, build bases, trade and fight your way across a constantly evolving sandbox. What began as a rocky launch has grown into one of the most ambitious and creative space sims ever made. The new Voyagers update adds massive Corvette-class starships, walkable, customizable, and built to act as true mobile bases with multi-crew potential. It's a massive step forward, but some quirks with Corvettes and performance and even a few bugs have been reported. So still expect some development and rough edges around this game as it's so ambitious, but honestly I've been playing on Nintendo Switch as well, and it's just an absolutely awesome experience, one of the best space games to play this year. Space Engine 40% off, €17.39. This wonderful title is a one-to-one scale universe simulator that combines real astronomical data with procedural generation, letting you explore everything from your own solar system to the edge of distant galaxies. You can land on planets, skim black holes and drift through nebulae, all seamlessly with full Newtonian flight controls if you want to pilot a ship. Recent patches have expanded exoplanet catalogues, added new moons, improved lighting, and introduced a high-resolution screenshot tool for capturing its stunning vistas. The upcoming update is set to overhaul procedural generation, refreshing how worlds and systems are created, but that also means older saves and mods may no longer line up perfectly. Space Engine isn't a traditional game with missions or progression, it's closer to an interactive planetarium built for exploration and wonder, rather than goals. It also demands strong hardware to run smoothly, especially when pushing high detail across vast starfields to be ready for a heavy performance load. But this is one of my favourite games of all time. X4 Foundation, 75% off, €12.49. Few games capture the dream of a living space sim quite like this. You can start as a lone pilot and eventually command vast fleets, build industrial empires, and influence a galaxy that evolves in real time. Every faction, trade route, and battle unfolds whether you're there to watch it or not, making the universe feel genuinely alive. The recent 8.00 diplomacy update adds embassies, agents, and covert operations that let you manipulate interfaction politics, while the Envoy Pack DLC introduces a stealth frigate, new missions, and a fresh game start. Together they deepen the sandbox, giving you more ways to shape the universe beyond sheer firepower or credits. The scope is massive, but that comes with a famously steep learning curve and a dense interface that can intimidate newcomers. It remains one of the richest space sims available, but to get the best out of it you'll need time, patience, and a willingness to climb that complexity wall.